Uber took half of my fares. It's a common driver complaint. More Perfect Union's recent viral video highlights this claim.
Prices are out of control. Just the other day, I needed a ride from Denver Airport. $90, $87.95 to be exact, for a 22-mile ride at 10 a.m. on a Monday. Does Uber actually want me to believe that this ride is worth $90? Because as much as I don't want to pay $90 for a 22-mile ride, if that money's going to the driver, I can live with that.
How
Yes.
much of that do you think is going to the driver?
Going to the driver, like $25 the most.
Do you know how much a passenger pays for each trip?
Company, they don't tell us, they try to hiding with that. Yes, they try to hiding everything.
So it seems the majority of my money is not going into my driver's pocket. And my driver has no knowledge of the exorbitant price I'm paying or how much of that the company is taking. And we're all just okay with that? So why is it happening? If we're all against it, can't we do something about it?
Hi, my name is Levi and I'm an Uber driver here in Syracuse, New York. Let's review my data and see if it matches up with what the video claims. 2 Saturdays ago, I worked 8 hours, drove 160 miles, and completed 16 trips. Passengers paid $299, of which I earned $149. That's exactly half. But is Uber really taking half of what passengers pay? Let's dive deeper. With a few swipes on my Uber app, I can easily see all of the data about my rides. And Uber sends me a weekly statement also. Uber isn't hiding the data. It just takes some analysis to understand the numbers. Here's the data from my 16 trips that Saturday. Passengers paid $299 in upfront fares for their trips. I accepted each trip knowing exactly how much I'd be paid, and the time, and the distance. I earned $149 for those 16 trips. This difference is how drivers assume Uber is taking 50% of the fare. There's more though. One trip was adjusted for $1.13 for wait time, and 7 trips tipped me, totaling $43. This increased my revenue from $149 to $193, and the passenger price increased to $343. Next, I earned a $105 bonus for completing 50 trips that weekend. That adds $2.10 to each of the 16 trips. My revenue increased to $227, which is 66% of the customer payment. So Uber didn't take 50%. In fact, Uber didn't take the 34% balance either. There's a $74 booking fee, which pays for insurance and tolls and other direct ride expenses. Additionally, Syracuse took $7.50 from me for the 3 times I went to the airport. New York has a T&C tax, which took an additional $10.95. And New York's black hole called the Black Car Fund, whatever that is, it took an additional $7.74. These taxes and fees account for 30% of the total cost that Saturday. This means Uber only took $14.84 on that day. That's a gross margin of only 4%. Uber made 4%. I made 66%. Government taxes, fees, and requirements took 30%. This 4% take rate also jives with my weekly statements. The week of November 13th shows that I got 68% of the fares, and Uber only got 5%. To be fair, that week was an outlier. For the past 10 weeks, I got 62% and Uber got 12%. During that time, government mandates took 25%. What's the value added with that 25% price increase? Screenshots and spreadsheets are linked in the description of the video. So drivers are mad at Uber for taking too much of the fare. Passengers are also mad, feeling that fares are too high. The truth is much more complex than a simple 50-50 split. Fares can be cheaper. Uber should be more efficient in their business model. The software is amazing, but 32,000 employees, not including outsourced customer service, and some bad investments are really hurting Uber's profitability. See, I think government is the problem. For example, why do passengers have to pay for additional insurance? I already pay for car insurance and rideshare gap insurance too. Why do airports charge additional fees? It's not like they're additional expenses for rideshare. A car is a car. And I don't pay these airport fees when I drive the exact same car to drop off a family member at the airport. Why does New York State charge a T&C fee? We already pay car registration taxes, tolls, fuel taxes, and sales taxes. And what the hell is New York's black car fund anyway? This looks more like a slush fund. See, the thing is, I love rideshare. I think it's really good. And no doubt Uber and Lyft can do better to reduce prices. But why is no one looking at the government? What if government was more efficient and effective with what they take? Why can't they take less? If they took less, passengers could pay less and drivers could earn more. Stay safe, stay informed. I'm cheering for you. Bye.